Hello everybody, we're back with another visual pattern challenge. So here is our visual pattern. Here's step 1, here's step 2, here's step 3. And the challenge is to figure out how this pattern is changing so that you can know how many of these little pink cylinders are going to be in step number 4. And more difficult, how many in step 43? And if you can, to write an equation that could be used to model how many pink cylinders in any step at all. So that's the challenge. If you'd like to accept it, pause the video and give it a shot. Okay, so I'm just going to look at this pattern first to see if I can gain some intuition that way. And I guess right off the bat, the way I'm going to think about it is that we have this middle row, and then we've got these two arms coming off. So here we've got a middle row that's 2 long, and it's got arms of 1 long. Okay, and here we have a middle row that's 3 long and arms of 2 long. So it looks like this has been added, and this has been added, and this has been added. I think that's right. And then here we have a middle that's 4 long and arms of 3 each. So again, I think that means only 3 have been added, but I might want to count and actually analyze the numbers on this one just to make sure. You know, another way to think about this is in this row, I have the step number plus 1, and then I've got plus the step number plus the step number. So it's sort of like saying x plus 1 plus x plus x. So let's look at that in step 2. I'm going to put parentheses around this. Here's the step number plus 1, and then here's the step number and the step number. So x plus 1 and x. Let's try that for step 3. Here's the step number plus the 1, and here's step number. Aha! So I think this might actually be a formula, and if I simplify that, I would get, well, 3 x's, if I combine those like terms, x plus x plus x is 3x plus 1. So I think that's going to be our equation. Let's turn back to that in a moment. I want to try to predict the number of cylinders in step 4 just by drawing them out, because this same pattern, the middle bar gets 1 longer and the arms get 1 longer as well, means there should be 5 of these cylinders here, and then 4 coming up from the arms, okay, and going down this way too. I think that's right. And this would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I think there are 13 in step 4. We'll come back to that and check it in a minute. I think to verify my thoughts about this equation, I want to just look at the numbers more closely and make sure we're doing everything right. So I'm going to put the step number here, and we're going to put the cylinders here. So in step 1, there are 4. In step 2, there are 7. In step 3, there are 10. And we're saying in step 4 there should be 13. So let's examine the difference in each step number. So 7 minus 4, that's a difference of 3. 10 minus 7, difference of 3. 13 minus 10, difference of 3. This is looking good. When the differences are constant from step to step, it should be a linear pattern. And that's what we have right here, a linear equation. So a linear equation is y equals mx plus b. And the m is usually that slope when you're plotting a line. But here, in this case, it's the change from step to step. So we would have a 3x, y equals 3x, and then plus something to make it all work out. If you look at step 1, if we just had y equals 3 times step 1, x is the step number, that would equal 3, but we have 4 here, so we'd need 1 more. So it looks like our equation is indeed y equals 3x plus 1. So I'm just going to jot that down here. Let's double check this. Let's test it. Let's try it with step number 2. So in step number 2, y equals 3 times step 2 plus 1. That's 6 plus 1 is 7. Yeah, that's what we got in step 2. How about step 3? So y equals 3 times step 3 plus 1. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. Yeah, that's how many we've got there as well. So all of this is working out. It works out with step 4 too. You can calculate that on your own if you want to verify that. But all that remains for us now is really to just use this equation to calculate the number of cylinders in step 43. So we can say y equals 3 times step 43 plus 1. And 3 times 43. Well, 3 times 40 is 120. 3 times 3 is 9, so that's 129 plus 1. So we have 130 of these pink cylinders in step 43. Well, how did that go for you? Did you get that? Let me know. Thanks, everybody.